So next we're going to make our hammer head and handle for this peg toy. So I'm going to do a new Part Studio. I should call this one. So our new Part Studio, this is going to be our hammer head. Okay, so I'm going to do a sketch on our front plane, and I'm going to rotate to the front view. And we're actually going to do this a little bit differently to use the revolve tool. So we're going to draw out part of our hammerhead face, and then we'll revolve it around, and it'll make more sense once we do it. So we're going to start with a line tool, and we're just going to go straight up and down, and this is going to be 5 inches. So from this, we're going to go over about 1.5, and then I'm going to hit the escape button on my keyboard, maybe, or I'll just click the button again, and from the top we're going to do the same thing at that 1.5, and then from here we're going to go down 0.75. Let's see, it won't let me do the escape, so I'll just do another one here, 0.75. And kind of in between these 2 points, I'm going to use like that highlighting point and with the dotted lines, and I'm just going to draw a line just in the middle. We'll dimension that later. So now we're going to grab our circle tool, and coming off of this invisible line here, we're going to kind of go in between those 2 points and click for our center, and we're going to snap it to that 0.1 or the 0.75 line, and we're going to dimension our circle to be 0.5. I'm going to do the same thing down here, so I'm going to go off of that point a little ways, and then let's lock it into that pre-drawn point, and I'm going to do 0.5. There we go. So what we need to do is this line, we're actually going to extend it up. So delete that measurement so I can just put it between both of them. And we're going to erase half of this circle to get our half of the hammerhead, or quarter slice of it. So we're going to use our little scissor and trim this outside part of our circle. So this is our sketch that we're going to revolve to make our hammer head. So what's going to happen is this gray shape is going to revolve around this line to make a circular hammer looking shape. So we are going to finish our sketch, and then this is the revolve tool. So right now it's asking you what region do you want to revolve. So I'm going to pick that sketch we just did. And now it's asking us the revolve axes. So I'm going to do, if I click revolve axes, now I can click this line, and it revolved that little sketch all the way around that line to make our hammerhead shape. So we need to add a hole into here so that our handle can go into it. So we're going to do another new thing, and we're going to add a plane that runs right on the surface of our hammerhead. So because right now our front plane is like going through the middle of it. Same with our right plane, and our top plane is going through the middle weird. So we are going to add a new plane. So this button right here says plane. If we click that, we are going to choose our front plane that's going through like the middle of our shape, and we are going to offset it a little bit to get it right on the edge. I believe 1.5. So now when I look at it from the side, that new plane is right on the surface, the round surface of our hammerhead. Because we can't do anything on a round surface, we need something flat. So that's why we need to add a plane in there. And now on this plane 1, I'm going to do a sketch. So I'm going to do sketch, and I'm going to make sure I'm choosing plane 1. says plane 1 there. I'm going to face it from the front. And we're going to add a hole. So we're going to do this by placing a point. So instead of drawing a circle, we're going to use a point and then use our hole tool to show you another way about this. So I'm going to place a point, and we want it to be in the middle of this, what looks like a square. So I know that this is the middle going horizontally. So I'm just going to kind of place it right there. And I want to dimension this from my top and bottom line. So if I try and do that right now, if I click my point and dimension this, it does let me work. Okay, so we're going to make that 1.25. And then I guess I can double check that it is centered from the side. So it won't let me pick that line because it's curved. So if we want to use that line, we're going to use this, this button, use or project convert. So if you click that and then click the line, we can even do both sides. Now it gives us a line there that's right lined up with that curve. And now we can dimension our point from that, and that should be 1.5. So if yours is not, you can change it because we can see both of them are 1.5. If I go vertically, that's 1.25. So that point is perfectly centered on that round surface of my hammerhead. So we're going to finish that sketch, and now we're going to grab the hole tool, and we are going to do it on that point that we just did. So with this hole tool, there is all kinds of different options, from simple, counterbore, countersink. You can add threads and things like that and change the different heights and all kinds of stuff by using this hole tool that you can't do just by doing a circle and extrude. We're going to keep ours pretty simple though. We're going to do simple, and it's going to go through the whole thing. And we want our hole to be 0.75 wide. And green check mark. And there is our hole through our hammerhead. We can add some fillets to the edges just to make it a little bit more rounded. Maybe not 0.3. Let's see, 0.1. That looks good. So it looks nice and finished there. Let's add a appearance to it. I'm going to do like a yellowish color. Okay, so there is our hammerhead. So next we need to make our handle. So we're going to do a new part studio. I'm going to rename this handle. And this is going to be super simple. We're going to do a sketch. I'm going to do it from the top. I'm going to grab a circle. And this is going to be 0.75 because that's the same as the size of the hole. And then we're just going to extrude it 12 inches. So there's our handle. I'm going to make this a color. Do like maybe a similar yellow, but not quite the same. So now we have our hammerhead and our handle done, and we are ready to assemble it.